Welcome back. This is part 2. We're going to fix that power cord that's a little bit frayed and sad, and we're going to make some coffee. From here it's pretty easy. We have to prepare the new plug by unscrewing it to take it apart. So one good tip here is to put the cover on the wire as early as you can, so you don't forget to put it on. And then we're going to strip the wires. Now that we have removed the outer insulation, it's time to kind of clean the wires a little bit, make sure the length are all right, and then strip the inner wires all the way down to the conductor. Be gentle here, make sure you use proper strippers so you don't cut too much copper inside. Now it's pretty straightforward, we just have to reconnect everything. So the cable itself is at the European standard, which means the colors are different. You want to use the green and yellow one for the ground. The brown one is your line or phase. And then the blue one is the neutral. So the neutral goes usually where the screw is white or silver in color, and your line or phase will go into the screw that's usually copper in color. So make sure this is pretty tight. Don't hesitate to tug on the wire a little bit to make sure there's no arcing or any problem of that kind, and you'll be good to go. And we just slide the cover back on and put the 3 screws back. There's usually a little notch to make sure the orientation of the plug inside the cover is right. It also helps you align the screws, and then you just screw them back in and you're good to go. And we're done. Pretty good. Now let's take a quick look at the accessories we've been soaking for quite some time. It's better but not perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep soaking them off camera for a little while because it would just take too long otherwise. So it's been a few days. You'll notice there's a new machine in the back, which is the next project. But for now, we're going to descale the Europiccola. So to do that, we fill the boiler with water, obviously. And then we are going to add citric acid. So in this case, I'm going to use Ernix Descale, which is powdered descaler made mostly of citric acid. And then we're going to boil it a few times and see what comes out. So you should definitely follow the measurements here. I'm putting about 1.5 spoons. They have exact measurements at the back of the can. It's not a super big deal because I'm going to rinse it a few times, but if you're descaling the machine you use every day, you should really pay attention to the amount of detergent you put in. And now we're going to let it boil for a bit. As you can see, the water is pretty green and is obviously full of acid, so I'm going to repeat this a few times, but this is what you want to see. I've refilled the machine with clear water about 6 times, and then eventually I flipped it over and emptied it out into my sink. Now we can make coffee. So I did buy the cheapest temper I could find on Amazon, which was about $9. And it's much better quality than the one that came with the machine. It's made of steel, not plastic. It fits the portafilter really well. That should help. Here I have 13 grams of freshly ground coffee. It came from my Chiado E37S grinder, so the grind is really fine. Nice and flat, clean basket, good to go. So honestly, I'll probably need to tweak the grind a little bit because the extraction is not super nice. There isn't much caramel. But for a machine that wasn't working a few weeks ago, I think it's pretty good. Please consider subscribing if you want to see more machine restorations and other coffee videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.